this niche. Okay, where do you find profitable niches? One of my slides disappeared there. I don't know what happened to it. So there's supposed to be a slide before this, but all it says is where do you find profitable niches? Before, where I was cutting out some of my old training slides because ChatGPT has made some of those things moribund, so I had to cut them out. I'm not going to tell you to go to forums. I'm going to be looking for forums like we used to teach. Go to this, no bullshit. Number one, probably the only thing you need: ChatGPT, Google Bard, and Microsoft Bing. Those are at least 3 machine learning systems. You can use it to do research on your niche. You can ask it all those 6 questions. First, you can ask it, for instance, the first thing I will go to ChatGPT about you is I will ask it what are the top 10 most profitable niches where I can get to 6 figures, where I can get to $10,000 a month within my first year of business. I'll just ask it something like that. Let him suggest. Then it gives me 10. I say, give me another 10. So you now have 20. Then from those 20, you look at the ones that you think you like, that maybe you think you might have some passion for. So that way you're answering question 6 in advance. You pick some of those, and then you ask it questions about it. That there are people that buy a lot of products in this niche. And then you tell it, I'm even telling you to use ChatGPT to do your assignment. But whatever assignment you are doing, please read it over to make sure you understand what you are sending to me. Because there's a mechanical answering of your assignment. That's your assignment coming from your heart because it is what you want. There's nothing wrong with you using ChatGPT or Google. In fact, I would suggest you use Google Bard mostly for your assignment when you get it. I'm a big advocate of AI. I'm not going to tell you don't use it in your own assignment. That would be stupid. Why would you be thinking when somebody can help you with your thinking? But make sure it's your thinking. So all those 6 questions I ask you, you ask ChatGPT and tell him to give you examples. Tell him to give you proof based on the questions you're going to get in your assignment. Just read it over. Don't just copy and paste for me so that when I ask you a question, you're looking at me like, what am I talking? Like some guy from Kaduna University, Bayero University or whatever, who came to me as an aside just to make us laugh a little. He came to me on Twitter yesterday. She said she's a PhD student that listened to me while I was teaching ChatGPT during my boot camp. And then he's been struggling with his thesis for about 9 months. And then he kept getting it rejected. So he decided to go use ChatGPT and do it. And then he did a great, excellent job. And when he submitted it, his professors were stunned. Now they've called the meeting of all the faculty for him to come and defend it. So he's calling me. I'm like, I can't defend it for you now. You wrote it. Maybe that you asked ChatGPT question. Go read your own book very well. Anticipate whatever questions they may likely ask you. Do the question yourself in advance. That if you are the one querying this person about this, what are the questions you will ask? Or ask ChatGPT. Under the same thread under which you wrote the book. That ChatGPT, I just submitted my thesis and now I'm about to face a panel of the Senate to defend it. What are the anticipated questions you think they will ask me based on this? ChatGPT will tell you. And then you run each of those questions by, okay, what is the answer, the best answer to give to this to show I'm knowledgeable about this subject? I said, go do your own work. Let him answer every question you can anticipate for you. You read it, you understand what it is saying, so that when you go in there to be explaining, you are not going to read. You are talking now with knowledge, and then let them come. And if they ask you if you use ChatGPT to help you, don't deny. I don't support people lying. Okay, tell them, yeah, you use the assistance of ChatGPT, but you are the one that come up with the concepts. Because I asked him, did they write a formal letter before that you guys should not use ChatGPT for your assignment? He said no. I said, so okay, you have not violated any law. If they're not saying after you that you cannot use ChatGPT again, then it's okay. They can't punish you for that. They might reject your thesis and say, go and do whatever. But I would rather not lie, even though there are ways you can make sure that they don't detect ChatGPT. But I'm not going to encourage anybody to insist that they didn't use ChatGPT if you did. Even if they can't detect it. Anyway, that's just an aside. At the end of the day, I hope you can read between the lines. Say, you do what you got to do. I ask him, have you run it through AI detectors? Say, yes, he did it with 3 and he corrected everything and everything is clean. I say, well, I'm not going to tell you to lie and say you didn't use ChatGPT, but you do what you got to do. You can read between the lines. Anyway, coming back to this, use ChatGPT to pick a profitable niche. Now you have a research assistant that can look at it any which way you want, including the profits, the average income for people in that niche every year. If you ask ChatGPT, it will tell you, especially Google Bard or ChatGPT 4.0. That's not to say 3.5 is not good. That's the one I use. But I keep hearing that the 3.5 does not have current information up to 2023. That is stopped at September 2021, unless you have a plugin. There's one plugin that they say will help you bring it to date. I don't know about all of that. You do what you got to do. Okay? ChatGPT, you ask it, what are the best profitable niches out there that I can realistically choose and get to 6 figures within a year, provided I'm willing to do the work. That's how you ask. Give me 10 suggestions. It'll give you 10. Then tell it to give you another 10. I love to do 20, but don't ask for 20 at once. Ask for 10, then tell it to give you 10 more. Based on that, you look at the 20 it's giving you, then pick your top 4 that you wouldn't mind doing. Because at that point, you're applying your passion to it. That, okay, if I'm doing this, will I be happy? Am I passionate about any of this? So you answer question number 6 before you proceed. So you take the top 4. Then you ask it the next question. Are there people willing and able to buy stuff in this niche every month? You start with the first one out of those 4. And then it will answer you. Then you go to the next question. You go to the next question. And then you ask it to give you examples and to give you illustration. So that way you do the exercise. You are going to do it faster, but it's still going to be done as if you are sitting down. I'm not going to ask you to go be Googling. That's disgusting. In year 2023, which is what you will have done if there's no ChatGPT. You go and Google those questions to find the answer, because that's what you're supposed to do. You don't know it is why you are doing this course. So you're going to have to ask somebody. And I'm saying, don't waste your time on Google. Go to one of the ChatGPT platforms. Your work will be cleaner. Your work will be faster. It will be clearer, and you can keep querying it until you get what you want. If you understand that, give me 1. Give me 1. That's really all I want to teach on this one, how to find a profitable niche. I've given you the prompt to use. You start out by telling it your objective. ChatGPT, I want to start a new niche of business where I hope with hard work to get to 6 figures a year within the next 12 months. Can you please suggest 10 best niche alternatives that I can take? That's your first niche. And that's your first prompt. Eric, maybe you can help me write it out. I can put it on my slide later. I don't have it on my slide now. So when he answers that, he gives you 10. Tell it, give me 10 more niches that I can get to 6 figures within a year. It gives you 10 more. So now you have 20. Your next step is to look at those 20. Look at the top 4 that you think you are most passionate about, or that you feel very comfortable about. That if you are doing any of those 4, you will be a happy person. So you take those 4, get rid of the rest. Then you ask ChatGPT each of the 6 questions I just taught you. On each of them, you put the first one. If you are not sure if it's an evergreen niche, so you ask it, is this an evergreen niche? Is this so and so niche an evergreen niche or not? ChatGPT will tell you. You can even ask it, explain to me why it's an evergreen niche. It will explain to you. You read it. Don't just copy and paste and move on. Read what it's telling you so that you are educating yourself. Then so you run all those 6 questions by. You can do it for 4 niches if you like. I would recommend you do that. Those 4 that you already know that you're going to do anyway, or that you'll be okay with out of the 20. Then based on that, you fill out your assignment. It's not complicated. It's not rocket science. You have ChatGPT in your hand and Google Bard. It's not only for when you want to write a book, when you're doing your business plan. I've written a comprehensive business plan for one of my clients. One of those guys I had meeting yesterday that I had to postpone to tomorrow or next. He paid me $1,500 to write him a business plan. That's over 1 point something million. About 1.4 million naira Nigerian money. 1,500 to write him a business, because they needed a business plan for the L visa and I don't do business plan, it's not my job as a lawyer. They are supposed to submit that to me as part of the checklist. So the man said he doesn't have business plan. And I'm like, if you want me to write it for you, it's an extra 1,500, or you can use any a business plan writer. All I need is for you to give me the business plan. Because your L visa for the lawyer is $10,000. And this is what it covered. I told you that before, that you will bring all these documents. And you told me you have them. Now I'm asking you, where's your business plan? You're telling me you don't have one. Go get a professional to write you one, or write one yourself, or I can write it for you. If I'm going to write it for you, it's 1,500 under our business secretarial services, which we actually do in our law firm. I sent him a link. He said he wants me to do it. I said, okay, go pay. So he paid the law firm 1,500 for the business plan. It took me 4 hours to write it using ChatGPT. And when you see it, it's a 60-page business plan, complete with graphs, complete with colored pictures, complete with everything, including financial projection and all that. The man screamed when he saw it. He himself is an accountant, so he said, wow, this is amazing. But it was written with the assistance of Chat. I just know what to ask. I know when to ask it. I know I have my checklist of questions for writing a business plan. So I just simply started toying with ChatGPT and then getting to refine the answers and then copying it, and eventually I got the business plan I wanted. So you can do the same. You don't need to go through this other stuff. I'll just do it for let my people go, but this is your number one way to find your profitable niche at the end of the day. But also, you can use Google Keyword Tool. These are all getting outdated now. Maybe I'm going to even delete it from my slides. It's a waste of time. Why will I need to go to Google Keyword to go and see what keywords people are using today? You can even ask ChatGPT that what are people really buying today? You don't need to give it keyword. It will tell you. All right? But before we used to go to Google Keyword, because Google Keyword Tool is free, it's a free tool. It will show you what people are searching for in whatever niche you want. As you can see here, how to cure cold. People in the month of August, they put 6,662 600 searches for the month. So that gives you an idea about whether the niche you are picking is popular or not. Then you also, but I'm not going to dwell on that. You go to ClickBank as number 3 option. ClickBank, because there's a lot of products and services to be sold there. So you also want to go run your questions there on some of their products there to see if it meets the criteria. But again, to me, that's an overkill. But you can go there, especially if you want to be heavy on affiliate marketing as part of your niche. Okay, or you want to be creating products. I need affiliate people to help you market it, which obviously we all need. You can go in there and see what products are working, which ones are selling. You can go in there and search it. All right, so that's all of that. Or JVZoo. JVZoo has a section. JVZoo is a place I practiced from 2016 until about 3 years ago when I did my last launch. But we still practice on JVZoo. I still do affiliate sales every day there, but I've not launched any product in almost 3 years. I'm praying and hoping that the one for my first one is going to be this month in 3 years. That is a Bismatic that I've told you guys about, that we're going to launch it out there in the market so that we can see how the market perceives it, even though you guys on the elite club are going to be getting it for free. So they have a page where they list the top 10 products of the day. That will give you an idea of what is selling, of what people are buying. But that's a limited question to the 5 or 6 questions we told you. So these are some screenshots from JVZoo leaderboard about what is working, what people are buying now, the kind of products they're buying, but mostly for software guys. So this will not. Then another place you can check is Amazon bestsellers. Remember what we talked? There has to be a lot of products that people are buying and selling, and there has to be products that people are marketing as affiliates and all of that stuff. You can also check Amazon bestsellers to see what kind of products are selling now before you pick your own. But like I said, your first one is just machine learning tools. But you can go to Amazon bestsellers. It will give you an idea what people are buying now. And those are the kind of niches you want to pick, because you are here to make money. You are not here to serve your ego. You are here to make money. All right. Do we understand so far? Before I go to the next item here, we still have a few more slides to go, but let me Take a pause here. Do you understand how to get your niche selected now? If you do, give me a 2. That's pillar number 2 that we are all inheriting. I want you to give me a 2 again. All right?